Welcome back to Two Marks and a Spark. I am in a completely different spot than I've ever been. Holy crap. I don't think I've done this show from Minnesota in I don't know how many years. Good to be back. Russ, hello. We're going to talk about Forbidden Door and a bunch of other stuff.
Yes,
Russ, I just want to start with your overall thoughts on Forbidden Door. I thought it was a very good show. I did not think it was a great show.
I liked it. I wouldn't give it an A.
No.
I'd give it a B.
Yeah.
Yep. But still, it was better. I think the pacing,
The
their
pacing was good and
roster's too big, but at the same time, they cram an awful lot of people into a pay-per-view. They sure do.
the biggest news coming out of it probably was Wardlow came back again for about the fourth time. I swear this guy has quit and come back like 40 different times. But he came back and he beat the hell out of Nana. They would proceed to, I don't believe they followed up on that on Dynamite last night. I could be wrong.
What, the Wardlow?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't say much about it. It's just that he came out with Don Callis. He was when he's bringing out his crew to challenge the champion.
I did notice that. He was in that
But
schmoz.
Wardlow was never one to talk.
Thank goodness, by the way, because I don't know if you've ever heard him cut a promo. It's not good.
Hey, by the way, I took 1 year of Spanish, but way a million years ago in high school, and I think I can speak Spanish better than Don Callis does. You know,
Well, definitely. What did you think of the commentary on Forbidden Door? Because that is getting
well,
some conversation.
we had several different guys. We did have uh, we had Excalibur, Brian Danielson. I don't mind him on commentary. And Tony Schiavone was replaced a couple times by Walker Stewart, who I'm not real familiar with. I recognized him. And was there anybody else? Ian Riccaboni wasn't on the show, was he?
He was on the pre-show apparently.
The pre-show, and then he was on Dynamite last night. Am I missing anybody? Oh, well, they brought in JR
Right
for
at the end.
yeah, toward the end for the big hoopla.
Well, let's talk about this show, shall we? This show started with Killswitch and Kip Sabian against Christian and Adam Copeland.
I was late to the show. I missed this one. I did catch the very ending.
This match was very good. I don't know what you expected from those four guys. Obviously, that match was going to be good, but Edge and Christian still got it. I think that was the takeaway here,
Right.
even in a different company with different gimmicks.
Kip Sabian getting some time on TV.
It is good to see. We then had Hiromu Takahashi challenging for the AEW TNT title against Kyle Fletcher. This was a very good match. Again, I don't know what you expected. This was never going to be a bad match. They could have botched this all over the place and still made it good. And this match was about 15 minutes. Fletcher retains the title.
Very well done. Excellent.
We then had the women's four-way for the TBS title. This was good, but a clusterfuck.
Yeah, there was too many people, but I would like to have seen a little bit more. I'd like to see these women in singles matches. I know she's not with the company, but I'm really intrigued by Bozilla.
Yeah.
Second generation monster. She reminds me of Awesome Kong a little. And, but, maybe even more, a lot quicker. It was, I don't know. It was all right. I think Mercedes Monet deserves just a one-on-one match.
And I don't even know who she would have wrestled out of these three. Probably Alex Windsor, but I don't know.
Right. But it's Forbidden Door, so they brought it. The other two were from
CMLL and Stardom.
correct Stardom, which I almost totally I've heard of them, but don't know nothing about them.
It is a very good promotion full of a lot of talented wrestlers, and a shocking amount of AEW's roster came from there. Same with WWE. That's where Io Sky came from. That's where Asuka was.
Yep. those are one of the ones you have to go online to watch them if you don't go to the show then.
We then had a match that I thought was great, but it was way too short. Nigel McGuinness against Zack Sabre Jr. for the IWGP World Heavyweight title. This match should have been about 30 minutes. It was about 15.
Yeah.
This felt like it got cut for time in a bad way. And
And I like the ending of it. I thought we were going to get swerved a little, but we didn't.
no. And that
Nope.
surprised me.
Nope. But they're always working us, right?
Yeah, well, I really thought if they were going to have Nigel lose, which they were obviously going to have to, there was no way Nigel was winning the title. Once this got announced that it was for the title, that you knew Nigel was losing. But I'm a little surprised they didn't go in a bit of a different direction with it. I don't know.
I like the ending. It's the kind of good old fashioned good sportsmanship baby face versus baby face that any people like.
Then we had the worst match on this show by far. The three-way tag match between Hurt Syndicate, FTR, and Brodito. This match should have been awesome. It was not.
Well, the fact that they made it a three-way already kind of ruined it as far as I'm concerned. Uh, and the fact that Brodito won it, that even pisses me off even more because both of the other teams are more worthy of the tag belts.
And we both like Brody King and Bandito, by the way. This is nothing against those
I like
two.
both those guys, but especially like Brody King, but it feels kind of just mashed together. When they've got other tag teams they could have thrown into the mix. I just I knew that in a way I'm not surprised also because I thought this might happen. They bring in Hurt Syndicate and they're obviously violent heels, but who's going to beat them? Nobody can beat them credibly. So sooner or later the crowd's going to start liking them, and they got to figure out a way to turn them into baby faces. So this is their way, I assume, of going ahead with that storyline.
There's no way anybody in the back thought this was a good idea. There's no way anybody thought this was good.
It just
And
didn't feel like how long was that match? It was too long, but how long was
it
it?
was 15 and a half minutes, and this stupid ending. Okay, I'm going to run down the finish.
Yeah,
So Hurt Syndicate end up getting jumped by Gates of Agony and fucking Ricochet. Who, anytime I see Ricochet on my screen now, I'm just like, oh god, what fucking horrible booking are they going to do to this poor bastard now?
yep.
Because they have booked him horribly since the day he got there.
Every time he comes out now, he's with Gates of Agony, right? Every time.
Yeah, god. And I don't like Gates of Agony that much either, so it's like, what the fuck? I like Ricochet, but what the hell are they doing with this Gates of Agony thing? I have no idea.
Well, they're going to have to come up. You know how lately now they combine two names to make up a fake word for the name of a tag team. They could call them Goashay because it's GOA. They're Goashay, but we're going to say go away.
Yeah, no kidding. Then we had Swerve versus Okada. This was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I
All 16 and a half minutes we got of it were great. Okada retains the title. Looks like Swerve's going to be out for a
where
while.
they brought out Jim Ross to join the commentary team.
Yes.
The Rainmaker did win it, but it was a good match.
Swerve is going to be
was there running his yap too.
Swerve is going to be out for a considerable amount of time. He had knee surgery yesterday as we're recording this. So,
Right, and this is around the time when Wardlow came in and kicked Prince Nana's ass.
right, Wardlow came in after the match and beat the hell
Right.
out of Nana.
By the way, just curious, have you ever ordered any Prince Nana's coffee?
No, he has coffee.
Oh yeah, look it up, Prince Nana's coffee. They got a lot of flavors. You guarantee that the beans will be ground fresh that day and shipped the same day.
Interesting.
You want expensive gourmet coffee with Prince Nana's name on it? Give it a try.
We then had Athena cashing in her championship match contract on Tony Storm for the AEW Women's World title. This was a very good match, but it had the wrong winner. This was arguably match of the show.
Right.
Tony Storm wins with submission, but this is a great match. Don't get me wrong, but Athena probably should have just won the title here.
Shakira, Shirakawa, what's her name?
Mina,
Yeah, Mina,
Shirka.
thank you. She's back,
Yep.
doing her little go-go dance, Looks like a 14-year-old Filipino hooker in a GI bar,
Can we say that on here? I don't
No,
know.
I said 24-year-old. Uh, and you know, anyway, that's her gimmick. I didn't make it up. Anyway,
This
yeah,
video just got demonetized. Who cares? Anyway,
I don't mind if Tony Storm wins. That's all right.
I think they probably should have just put the belt on Athena, but I get it.
Well, they're definitely building her, and I also, with the headpiece and all that, that's a classic. The Athena, the goddess from Thessalonica, and all that. That that's right out of the '80s style, goofy kind of a. I mean, it works, but it's very retro. You know what I mean?
Okay. Then we get into the co-main event of this show. These matches should have been in reverse order. I don't know why they weren't. MJF versus Hangman Adam Page. This was a very good match. This is not the last time we're going to see these two.
I was surprised. I know they had to break the cage down and all that falderall, but I would have considered this to be the main event.
Yeah, this would have made the most sense as the main event.
Yes, it would have. And what they did kind of screwed the pooch as far as I'm concerned.
Well, Hangman ends up beating MJF in a very good match. MJF still has his contract
Right.
to um
Correct.
to get another match, but Tony Khan
Right.
did make an announcement
I
that he
like
is
that.
now requiring 7 days before you cash it in. You got to give
See,
7 days
that
notice.
differentiates it and totally from people now can no longer say it's just their version of the Money in the Bank briefcase contract
Yeah.
because WWE, your opponent can be unconscious in the ring and you can cash in and beat him. AEW is saying, no, we're going to give the champion a chance to get ready. I love it. I think it's great. And I also give something MJF to get pissed off about.
Like he needs another thing.
Well, he's always going to find something, isn't he?
Then we had what can only be described as a horror movie main event.
Well, I knew this was going to be the weakest part of the show.
I think the three-way tag earlier in the show was way worse than this.
Well, at the same time, do you think it's a coincidence that they put this at the end of what was it, a 4-hour show? If you count the pre-show, they went about 4 hours.
Yep.
So the crowd, those that were imbibing in adult beverages, by this time, they're going to be so drunk that they're not going to give a shit what they put in the ring.
Well, that's probably for the better because what they put in the ring in this main event was high class, not very good.
It was like a comedy death. They were trying to do a comedy death match or some shit. I don't know what it was.
I don't know, but Will Ospreay is having neck surgery soon, and this match was incredibly obtuse to put him in.
Yeah. Well, it was the cover that they gave him, for needing the surgery, they didn't have to do because he'd been talking about needing the surgery for a long time. So everything they did after the match, the bell rang at the end of the match was totally unnecessary. That's what really, I tell you what, that last match was so bad that I was thinking about giving this show a B. I'm going to have to give it a B minus.
I would also go B minus. Um, Next, let's talk about, speaking of one of the worst things I've seen in a long time. This is one of the worst things I've ever seen, actually. Let's talk about the Raja Jackson incident.
Okay.
This, this was,
You've read a lot more about it than I have.
this is fucking horrific. Okay.
Didn't anybody explain to this guy what wrestling was?
Okay, first of all, this guy got invited to this show by another wrestler on the show. Psycho Stu was the victim in all this. I can't remember. AJ Mana, I think, was the name of the guy that invited him. This guy's a fucking douchebag. Who cares if I got his name wrong? I actually don't. So Raja Jackson was invited backstage at this show. Psycho Stu, thinking he was a worker because there was cameras everywhere pointed at him,
Right.
cracks a beer can over his head in a very worked manner backstage.
Okay.
And Raja Jackson gets all fired up about this. This was all done on a live stream, by the way. Everything I'm describing to you happened on a live stream on Kick, which is like a whole nother conversation that needs to be had around Kick. But Raja Jackson proceeds to get pissed about this, understandably not knowing it was for a work. Raja Jackson doesn't know anything about professional wrestling. He doesn't know what the word work means. He doesn't know what any of this shit means. So, anyway, and one of the most brazen, disgusting acts of violence you will ever see broadcast live anywhere, pretty much. They set up an angle where Raja Jackson is going to jump in the ring and screw Psycho Stu out of his match. Well, what ends up happening instead is Raja Jackson jumps the barricade, body slams Psycho Stu, knocks him out on impact from that, and then proceeds to launch over 24 unguarded, unreturned punches to the face and body of Psycho Stu.
This uh, this is attempted murder, is it not?
By all accounts, this should be attempted murder. Premeditated at that, because the 2 hours in the lead up to this event that again happened on a Kick live stream, this issue, this problem, all Raja Jackson was doing was saying he was going to go in there and beat him until they pulled him off, which he did, by the way.
Wow.
Meanwhile, you're probably wondering, Russ, because you probably haven't seen the video, what is the referee doing in all this mess?
Yeah, I have not seen the video.
Do you know what the referee did? He
No.
stood there and waved his fucking arms. Like, he doesn't try to get in there. He just stands there with piss running down his leg. And
Oh
then
man.
and then this gets fucking worse. Because somebody in the back is a fucking idiot. Because after they pull this whole thing apart, the opponent of Psycho Stu in this match, don't know his name, not going to look it up, proceeds to cover the unconscious, borderline dying body of Psycho Stu. This guy is choking on his own blood and teeth, but sure, let's get a pin in.
Oh God. They didn't want to stop. They didn't have enough sense to stop the show right away. Nobody nobody intervened. How many lawsuits you think could come out of this?
Russ, if you thought that was bad, this gets worse. This promotion, Nox Pro, is run by Rikishi.
Oh
Yes,
dear.
yes, that one.
Oh no.
And they were a part of WWE's ID program, you know, their like indie development pipeline.
Right.
They were subsequently removed from that for obvious fucking reasons. And then it gets worse. Multiple people from within the company have come out and said that the higher ups have said, don't talk to the police.
I tell you what, it's strange because sometimes when I watch wrestling shoot interviews, I'm sure you get the same thing. And sometimes, in spite of what they're saying, you get a certain feel and a certain vibe. And the last couple of times I've seen Rikishi talk, I thought there's
Now,
something off with that dude.
he was not at this show. He was not
I
there.
know, but I'll tell you what, even to have shit rolls downhill, I'm telling you. I'm not
So,
going to say he's liable for anything, but man.
Well, he is liable, just like every other co-owner of this promotion is liable. Rampage Jackson could be held liable in this whole thing because that is Raja's father. This whole situation is fairly disgusting. Just absolutely gross. I look to the people trying to say that Raja Jackson was in the right because the incident backstage that had happened 2 hours earlier, where Psycho Stu had been apologizing vociferously, and they even shook hands, and it seemed like everything was fine. But then for the promotion to
Yeah.
suggest turning this into an angle with
Oh,
a professional fighter who, yes, he's 0-1, but this guy's a trained fighter who doesn't know a goddamn thing about professional wrestling.
obviously. Obviously, he hadn't even been smartened up enough. Oh,
AJ Mana can be seen on this video asking him if he knows what a receipt is. Now, we know what a receipt is.
yeah, and he doesn't have any idea. He thinks that's what you get when you pay for your gas and they hand you the paper. The little paper comes out of the gas pump. Brr, not my receipt.
Anyway, the LAPD has come out and said that they are investigating Raja Jackson. People are wondering if Psycho Stu is required to press charges in order to get this guy fucking locked up. But because this happened on a live stream, I think there's going to be a serious argument that any prosecutor's office should be able to look at this and say, "The fuck do you want me to do? I'm going
Yeah,
to charge this fucker."
yeah,
And all this is going to be an easy day in court for whichever prosecutor in LA ends up with this, because
yeah,
the whole thing's on video. The whole thing was live streamed on a platform, mind you, that's already in hot water for somebody actually dying on one of their like sponsored streams that was sponsored by the website. Kick is already in a lot of hot water right now. This is not what they needed to magically make that go away. Granted, those guys are fucking douchebags anyway. Aiden Ross and a lot of them. But what the fuck?
yeah.
And then Rampage Jackson. This stupid son of a bitch. And he is a stupid son of a bitch. Same with his buddy Chael Sonnen, who have both come out and said that Raja did nothing wrong. What the fuck? What? What do you mean he did nothing? He beat this guy to death damn near.
Well, I think he did something wrong, and I think he ought to pay for it. Hopefully, he will.
I'm trying to find it. But there was a GoFundMe put up by the family, as Psycho Stu is a U.S. war veteran as well. He's a military vet. Their GoFundMe has a goal of $200,000. Right now, it is at $183,000. A lot of big names have jumped in here to make big splash donations. Mr. Beast being one of them. Chris Jericho likes to get his name on these lists.
Yeah,
So Chris Jericho is in there.
good.
Seems like some of his former military buddies chunked in a large amount of change as well. So it seems like they're going to hit their goal of $200,000. This situation is so fucking disgusting.
And 200,000 for the medical expenses. Could be more than that.
Well, I think he had another job besides just pro wrestling.
Okay, well. I hope that he's got a family.
Yeah.
That's why, yeah, we said it. Yeah, got to.
I just hope this. I hope. Okay, so first of all, Knox Pro, the promotion that put on this whole fucking mess, they should go out of business. They just should be done. They shouldn't come back. And if they do, it should be under different management that is not these guys because these guys are incompetent, clearly. Second of all,
Yeah.
the people quitting the
You,
company,
you hear of these kind of stories throughout wrestling history about all kinds of corruption and shenanigans and criminal stuff going on. How the wrestling business has always operated like the syndicate, and you think, well, now we've got publicly traded wrestling companies. We're in a different era, so wrestling promoters aren't crooked shysters that get people killed anymore. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they are.
this whole thing is a giant mess. And the worst part of this whole thing, in my opinion, is the people on the internet like Mark Henry and Rob Van Dam and Chael Sonnen and Rampage Jackson himself and all these motherfuckers that are coming out and trying to say this is an attempted murder.
Mhm.
That this is anything other than attempted murder. To say this is anything else is profoundly stupid. I have seen the video, albeit it was censored, but I have seen the video. It is pretty gruesome.
We'd have to see how you know if the charges are brought.
If charges are not brought in this case, it is a miscarriage because of justice, because that is. It is one of the most, if not the most disgusting things I've ever seen in professional wrestling, and it's not close. It was heinous. It was premeditated. The intent was to kill. That's attempted murder. Look, I'm not a lawyer, neither are you,
Right.
but that's attempted murder.
Sure.
Like, come on. Now, there's an argument to be made that they could plea this down to assault, which is what my bet is that will happen. I think LA will probably charge him with attempted murder and he'll plea down to assault.
Yeah.
This guy needs to go away for a long time.
Or if he's got any previous arrests for, in particular, I mean, not in general. I'm just interested. I don't give a shit if he got busted with a bag of weed. I want to know, did he ever get arrested for hitting anybody?
It's a good question.
Wouldn't shock me. Of course, I
When
could research that, but then I'd have to Google, and my Googling fingers are tired today, man. They're worn out. Look at them. They're worn down to a nub.
Russ, I have not seen Raw from Monday yet.
Well, I saw it, and it was one of those deals where it was late at night, and I kind of dozed through part of it, and I rewatched parts of it. It was okay overall. I know we got Clash in Paris coming up this weekend. I thought maybe we could take a quick look at the card.
Yeah, we're going to do that here momentarily. I do want to talk about, before we do that, let's talk about Dynamite last night because I thought that show was
Yes,
fucking spectacular.
I was impressed with how well Dynamite has been doing. I understand the ratings are up, and I'm
Yeah,
not surprised because overall, uh, opposite of what I was saying 6 months ago, AEW seems to be starting to hit their stride at the same time that the WWE seems to be struggling and kind of losing a step. And boy, 6 months can sure change things radically in the landscape, can it?
I will say in WWE's case, some of it is injury, right? Like, it's not
Was
all.
that?
Some of their issue in WWE right now is they've just got everybody out right now.
Oh, I mean, they got so many people hurt. so many people hurt, and you got so many people available that apparently they don't feel are ready to fill those spots yet. So they keep giving us basically the same ones.
One note on WWE: it would appear that they are preparing Ethan Page and Chelsea Green to be a package deal on the main roster as well. They've
Oh,
gotten over very quickly in NXT, and it seems like they want Ethan Page on the main roster anyway. And Chelsea
good.
Green is so fucking over.
Oh, she, she's a national treasure. She is. God bless Chelsea Green.
Indeed.
I,
Um,
I tell you what, her husband has a match with Killer Cross
it's
on
going to
the
be a
Indies,
hell of a match.
which that's not going to be a broadcast. I don't think that's going to be a live show only.
Yeah.
But I would love to be there. That would be a fun show.
I think that show's going to be in New York, if I'm not mistaken.
If I'm ever around Matt Cardona, I hope he's not a mind reader because if he read some of the thoughts I had about Chelsea Green, he might bust me right in the chops.
Probably would.
Yep, you too, buddy.
You, you too, buddy. So Dynamite last night started with FTR coming out, and this whole segment was awesome.
Poor FDR. They did. Everybody hates FTR. They're classic heels. They get heat because they come out and they tell the truth, and it pisses the fans off.
And then it looks like they're going to beat the hell out of Paul Turner.
Right. Well,
Everybody runs down.
where did he work? Did he work at TNA or Ring of Honor before he
He
came
might have
back?
worked in Ring of Honor. I think that sounds right.
Because yeah, he's one of the ones that he's been around for a while.
He has been around for a while. But moving on from
Yes.
that little snippet, FTR keeps threatening to beat up Paul Turner. Some guys run down. Here comes Copeland and Christian. And FTR run like dogs with tails between their legs. Stokely gets knocked out at some point and is basically just cast aside.
Yes.
And it is then announced that we are getting Adam Copeland and Christian Cage against FTR at the pay per view in September. That show will be going head to head with WrestlePalooza on September
Yeah.
20th.
I'll tell you what a screwy job. They're WWE, they just had to go and do that, because, and the reason why they had to go and do that and come up with a stupid name like WrestlePalooza, which I don't know, that's either an old ECW title or,
That is an old ECW show. Yeah.
okay, I thought maybe it was a fucking insane clown posse, Stranglemania or some shit, But, yeah, and they got to do this because they don't consider AEW to be serious competition. So they have to counter program everything they do.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, Paul Turner worked for New Japan and Ring of Honor both.
Some other highlights of this show. We had a Don Callis family encounter with Hangman. That was really great. I thought both the opening match and the main event of this show were fucking awesome. Daniel Garcia versus John Moxley was incredible.
Yes.
And I thought Claudio and Darby, for what it was, put on one hell of a main event. I don't like these overruns. I've never liked these overruns. These overruns are stupid. But this one seemed to
That's how
be.
they use them, I think because they got the deal with the Turner networks that they could do that on their live show. Well, they do it on their tape show too, though, also, don't they?
Usually.
Okay, but I remember WCW used to do that now and then, but WWE was usually more with a tight finish time.
Well, WWE will do overruns every once in a while, but usually just on SmackDown.
Sometimes when they run over, then you get to link it thinking about the whole you watch the whole show again, and you think, well, they could have cut this. They could have cut this a little bit. This part here, they could have just cut completely the hell out because it killed the crowd. But then, if I was doing it for 11, hopefully I'd notice that, when the feedback came in. But
You'd think.
yeah,
Well,
but they run over all the time, and then they can just adjust their schedule in the middle of the night. They can just, add more commercials to get back on to their top of the hour by morning, you know,
yes.
by 6 a.m. or 6:05. If it's WTBS.
All right, let's run down Clash in Paris, a show that I don't think I could care less about if I tried.
Yeah. How many matches we got? About seven?
5.
Five? Shit. Here. Okay. Is it going to be another one of these? Hopefully, it's not going to be a 3-hour show with 5 matches. But they'll throw in enough ads and bullshit to make it that way, won't they?
Yep.
Unless they could add something by the time SmackDown's done, they could add something else.
Who knows? Anyway, Nikki Bella versus Becky Lynch for the Intercontinental title. I do not care.
I don't either. This was booked out of nowhere. I don't care about this match either. I'm not excited to see Bella. Becky's all right, but you know,
We all like Becky. I don't think that's the issue here. Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns, and probably the only match I actually give a shit about on this entire show.
right? Bronson Reed now claiming that he's Samoan. Shoot, I thought he was from South Australia.
Then in
Yeah.
a good old fashioned Donnybrook, we have Rusev and Sheamus.
See, this I'm excited to see
That will
because
be very good.
I think Sheamus is the one to put him over. Uh, you know, Rusev has not caught quite the hot streak that he was on back when Vince McMahon was pulling the strings. But I think this guy still has a lot of untapped potential. I'm glad. I hope this match goes really, really well. I hope Rusev wins.
I think and hope that's what happens as well. Who do you have winning Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed? It's got to be Bronson, right?
Yeah, probably that would make more sense. Then Roman could take some time off.
Then we have Logan Paul versus John Cena. I do
Uh,
not care. John Cena is going to win that match.
Cena's going to win. That could be a good match, though.
Yeah,
Cena could have a good match with just about anybody. He's gotten to that level. And Logan Paul, I'm not as excited about this as some of the other people on the roster, but we still don't know who's going to be facing on that Saturday night main event in December.
and we're going to be talking about that show here in a minute because there's some
Okay.
stuff with that show.
Yeah,
Uh,
it'll be like, yeah, Saturday night main event number 41.
we then have LA Knight versus Jey Uso versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. In a fatal four-way for the World Heavyweight title, I think Seth is probably winning that match.
Yeah, yeah.
If it were up to me, I would say just let LA Knight win the damn thing. Just give it to him at this point. But
I think the crowd would go with that too.
now, Russ, let's talk about the shithousery that is WrestlePalooza.
Yeah, what is this mangled up mess?
So the ESPN deal is kicking in next month as opposed to next year.
Correct. And just to clarify, for all of our listeners at home, if you currently have ESPN, ESPN Plus, whatever package you have, you will not be getting the WWE premium live events.
Unless you have certain cable providers. There's very few cable providers where you will. But,
Okay.
and that list is online. I don't have it in front of me.
All right. Well, that means I'm going to have to get my damn Google fingers going again.
Folks, I cannot recommend Mulvad VPN enough. Just VPN to Canada and watch it on Netflix. because that's what I'm gonna do. Because they can kiss my ass on that $30 a month for ESPN.
Uh-oh.
That ain't happening.
No.
Sorry. I'll keep Peacock though because I found some stuff I like to watch on there, like Brooklyn 99. Anyway, um, so it would appear that WWE pulled a fast one on us.
I guess they needed the money, you know. They needed the money bad, half their employees were about to go on food stamps, and so they really needed another $30 a month out of us, man. It's capitalism. That's the way it goes. What are you going to say?
Well,
I hate to see our WWE employees out there on the corner with a tin cup, begging.
now I'm just imagining like Michael P.S. Hayes standing on a fucking corner.
He fit right in on Skid Row. He looked like one of the winos.
Got any change in a doot doot doot?
I'd say no, but how about an 8 ball and a fifth of Jack Daniels, buddy?
Sounds pretty good to me. Doot doot doot.
Oh, I'm being very rude. That's very disrespectful to our wrestling veterans. I apologize. I'm
We
sorry.
are on one today. We are. This show is off the rails.
And I'm
Anyway,
sober, man. I'm on nothing but caffeine. I haven't had nothing else.
Russ, what is your excitement level out of 10 for Clash in Paris? I'm at about a 3.
All 3 or 4. I think I got a little more excitement about the Rusev Sheamus match. That I think might be the best show. That could be a show stealer. But 5 matches so far. It just and it starts early.
The show starts at like noon.
11 a.m. 11 a.m. Central.
No,
11,
it's 11 a.m. Pacific. It's
okay.
1 o'clock our time.
Oh, all right. There you go. See, I don't know which way the Earth turns.
We knew that already. We learned that during Forbidden Door.
That's
Uh,
right. That's why I hate that for those listening. That's why I missed the first match is because I looked online what time the show started and it said such and such Eastern, and I'm here in the Midwest and like I was in the fucking third grade, I forgot which way the Earth went, and I'm thinking at an hour. So I'm turning the TV on and they're just finishing up, you know, Christian Cage and uh and uh
Copeland.
and I'm thinking, what the hell happened? They got it wrong. They got it wrong. See, I'm only 67, but if that's not creeping dementia, I don't know what it is.
Or just, you know, is it possible you had one too many Coors banquets that morning? Like, just asking.
No, oh no, no. I was sober as a judge.
A sober judge, even.
Yes, yes.
All right, I think that's going to about do it for us. There's no way we can possibly talk about everything that's happened in the last week right now, but we will be back here for Clash in Paris on, I think it's Saturday.
I believe it's Sunday. Sunday the 31st.
It is Sunday. Okay.
Yes.
I guess they wanted to dodge football over there. That makes sense.
Well, you
Uh,
can't blame them because isn't that first day opening season?
no, their season's been going for a while, but it's early enough in the year that they probably wanted to dodge it.
Okay. I think the preseason games were done last weekend.
No, I'm talking about soccer. They probably wanted to
Oh, all
dodge
right. All right.
French. They were
Well,
probably
there
trying
you
to
go.
dodge
There you go. See,
French
when you
soccer.
said football, I thought automatically like an American rather than a European.
Yeah, it's they're probably trying to dodge like top end soccer over there.
All right.
Because most of those games get played on Saturday.
Well, in Paris, that's a very, very popular sport, I'm sure.
It could also be them trying to dodge college football back over here
Yeah.
because college football does start on Saturday.
Well, I think that soccer is one of the main pastimes in France, one of the national pastimes.
Soccer is the most popular sport everywhere in the world but here.
Well, there you go.
So if you think,
The other most popular sport in France is smoking cigarettes and being rude to people.
well, we're pretty good at that too, to be fair.
Well, yeah.
And when I say we, I mean me and you.
All right. That's possible. I'll concede that.
we're
Anyway,
we're pretty good at that. All
we
right,
will
before
we will hopefully be pleasantly surprised by Clash in Paris on Sunday, and we'll start Sunday's show in a good mood, being amazed at how the WWE is on their way back.
do not expect that.
Well, yeah,
You will be disappointed.
either.
All right, folks. That's going to do it for us. Everybody have a great week. Well, great rest of the week. And we will see you right back here Sunday. Until then, David, play your fucking music.